Hey folks, welcome to another DevStream VOD archive. Before getting into it, I wanted to call out that the game is now playable. There's a link in the description, so please check it out and let me know what you think. And please consider liking this video and leaving a comment, because it really helps with the algorithm. Thanks. Alright, now I'm back, I think. It's pretty annoying that my internet like flickered for a second there. I had to turn it off and turn it back on. The classic solution. But you know, I was like reading outside earlier. I was cooking food for a while. Couldn't flicker at any of those times. It flickers like 5 minutes into starting to try to stream. Oh well, we persevere. And if it keeps acting up, I'll just work offline for tonight and try and get a stream in later this week. We'll see. So far so good after the restart, as far as I can tell. Anyway, yeah, quick fast summary of what I was talking about before my internet cut out there. Last week, automated testing, continue working on that offline. And not only is it good for regression protection, but it has been good for getting 100% reproduction rate on finicky bugs, where I can have stuff like this here, where I say, okay, hold the jump for 0.46 seconds, and just keep like increasing that little by little until it hits the bug case, and then I have 100% repro on the bug and I can work on it. So I'll run all the automated tests really quick while I'm talking about it. Some things I found in this vein were on this deceleration test here, the deceleration was inconsistent, it was slightly wrong. On the one-way platform tests, we'll get to in a second, there was some inconsistency between the grounded check and the like one-way platform effector test. I was able to get a little bit more consistency on this ledge grab stuff. Oh, and dash shearing as well. We'll get to dash eventually. So here's the one-way thing where I can set it up so it like just barely makes it and be sure the one-way platform activates. And here we can hit both if it were as if it were a solid wall. It's like alternating between being a solid wall and being like something you can actually damage. And we want two things. We want those knockback reactions to be roughly similar, and we also wanted these like very high and very low dashes to still hit and trigger the knockback, which previously wasn't happening. So yeah, that's cool that as much as I talked about all the benefits of automated testing last week when we were standing them up, there's this other benefit that I didn't even really think about, but I really hit in offline work this week when I went to add some more tests that intersected with some player controller areas that had these finicky bugs. Because I did have, you know, I did waste some time just like throwing myself at ledges for like 20 or 30 minutes to try and hit that weird specific case. And like when I'm just randomly using my hands using a controller hoping I'll hit it, like that's so inefficient. And I was able to drill down on all these bugs that have been plaguing me for a while by setting up automated inputs where I could precisely control the time. So automated testing has been great. I will continue implementing automated tests in offline work. It's also just kind of cool to see stuff run itself like this. But yeah, it's in terms of improving consistency, it's been like truly a godsend. But I didn't really want to continue just doing that on stream. per se, because I don't know. I think it's just gonna be like a constant background thing, and I kind of want to jump around between stuff to have something interesting. One thing I'll have to look into is some inconsistency around fixed update, where you can be off by like a tenth of a second sometimes, and that can sometimes break the assumptions of the test. I think that's why deceleration failed just there. So I have to look around and see if there's a better way to get consistency on that. Because consistency is really important, just because if you want this ultimately to be a signal that something has gone wrong, like a regression has occurred, you only want that signal to fire if something has truly gone wrong. If just out of the case of bad luck and whatever weird timing, however long a frame happened to take, it can sometimes fail. That is not ideal, because you introduce this like secondary step of verifying the signal of your test failure, where you have to see like, is this real or is this just the thing that happens sometimes, which makes that regression check aspect of the test less efficient. Anyway, but today, one of the things that like the 0.3 visual polish stuff I wanted to do was boss intros. So I wanted to set up like the basic framework for this and maybe do the meta bosses today. See what we can do, see how complicated it should be. We're not like doing a bunch of stuff by hand. Cinemachine, the Unity package, should be doing a lot of work for us here. So we do have like the tools already in place to make this reasonably achievable, but whenever you get into things for real, it's always a little bit more than you expect. That's just anything programming. But yeah, let's get started on that. So I think the first thing we want to do is we have this common boss controller base class. So maybe we can add some stuff here for it to hook into, or maybe that already exists. Let me see. So yeah, wow, there's so much stuff in here. These are all delayed actions. Interesting. But I think as like a convenience, we've just been spawning boss on start, which then triggers on spawn boss, I guess. But what we could do instead is trigger our intro thing on start, and then at the end of the whatever intro sequence, we call spawn boss. So let's see if we can get an example of that with all these delayed action setups can stay, because this is just setting up stuff to use for later. It's just this spawn boss we want to move. So let's go to our rat boss level. And I think the idea I like for this is to like follow the vine, have the vine like appear like it hit something that triggers the boss. Let's take a look at this. So see, he's already, that's so loud. Oh my god, that's so loud. It's like blasting my ears. Still pretty loud. What can I jump? What's going on? Oh no, I might have broken something important here. I guess the grounded check perhaps? I see. Yeah, so to fix my grounded thing, I've split out the grounded check between world and world no ledge grab, because world no ledge grab typically indicates a one-way platform. But I also used it on these boss levels where I just didn't want you to be able to ledge grab these corners. So I think the play here is to add another layer that's like world one way and index on that instead. So that we can still keep world no ledge grab for this kind of thing. So let's go to our player body prefab, go to the grounded thing. We're going to add world no ledge grab to the normal ground layers and add world one way to the special collider check layer. And then we need to go to our one-way platforms, those prefabs, and change these from world no ledge grab to world one way. Okay, looks like we're good on that front. Then we go to our level here and make sure these like platforms. Yep, okay, it looks like they switched to world one way because they're prefabs. And the other thing, we would just have to fix the collision matrix of that. This big. It should just be whatever world no ledge grab used to be. So that's collect enemy attack, really? Why? I actually don't think it needs to be all that. I think it just needs to be player body. Player body, world one way. Yeah, let's see if that works. It looks good. We're back to working here. And also, it's nice seeing those death animations on these enemy ads. It definitely makes it feel better. I will say, though, I'm not sure if I like the the acceleration change here, where it feels kind of sluggish to get started. My intention was, I do want you to have that little like, you know, like that skid when you switch directions and you're going really fast. And it does have that now, but at the cost of also feeling kind of sluggish from rest. So I wonder if there's a way to fix that. Anyway, let's add that we fix grounded regression with regard to one way. And add the note about acceleration from rest feels sluggish. Maybe apply different. Excel if velocity in opposite. To only affect that case. Let's give us more scene view to work with here. All right. So let's start at the level. I think there's a thing on the vine. I guess not. But is there a script to do it? Yeah, okay, we can get the endpoint. So I just think we want to add like an invisible target and point the camera at it. So let's go to our main camera. Try adding a camera. Call it boss intro camera. Instead of following and looking at the player target, we'll add a new object here. Boss intro target. I'll put boss intro camera target. And then in the here, we'll say private void do intro, where I guess we probably just want this off the boss stuff, not on the vine. So where is that? I think it might actually. I guess we don't want it in the worlds. We can just spawn it in. I have lost track of my vine here. Where are you, vine? Yeah, so get rid of this target. But at the start of do intro, we will guess in pre-update here, we can add like a private bool and doing intro. And here we say doing intro is true, but we don't spawn the boss yet. Call this setup intro. Move this here, move this here. boss intro camera target game object instantiate. How do you make an empty game object? I could have sworn you can just do new game object. I think you can. So make a new game object. And then I guess we also need to get our camera. And I believe this priority field is how we control which camera is active. Do something like camera.main.get component in children. Get components in children of, I think it's called Cinemachine virtual camera. We have to put using Cinemachine. Yep. Okay. VCs, and then have a private boss intro VC be equal to the fourth camera. And then we want to say intro VC dot, well, I guess you want to say boss intro camera target dot transform position is going to be equal to vine. Do we have a vine grower? No. I wonder if it's easier to just, I think it might be easier to just make a tiny little prefab with a helper component that follows the vine. Does it live on the vine after all? Does that make it easier? I guess having it know that like the vine is its parent means that we have easy access to the vine grower component. Let's try going down this route again. Vine end follower. Can we just like game object find object with tag and give it a unique tag? Vine end follower. I don't even think we have to get it because it already exists, so we can just tell right away that like just follow this from the beginning. And then we can, I guess we can't test that because we have some console error, right? comment this out for now so we can test this. Pause. Okay, yeah, so it's not looking at anything. It's just looking at 0, 0, which is, I guess, what we expect it to be. Like, if I move this around. Yeah, it looks right. And we zoom out and stuff. Yeah, I see the path. But we need that little helper component. So we're gonna go to scripts. I guess from MISC. Create C# script. Vine and follow. Where we will on start say private vine grower. Is that what it's called? Vine sprite shape grower, probably. Yeah. mgrower. Get component in parent. This might as well be on awake. And then on update, we just say mgrower transform dot position is equal to mgrower dot endpoint. Simple as that, hopefully. Then if we give this camera higher priority, it should follow that. It did not though. Oh, we didn't put the component on the thing. Hold on. Okay, let's try again. This doesn't seem right. Oh, because there's that thing where if the vine isn't visible, it doesn't grow. I don't know why that is. I gotta track down that bug. Vine does not grow if not initially visible on screen. Causes problems for intro. What we can do, I think, to work around it, at least in the short term, is we just move its initial position to have the vine in the screen. So it'll grow. But it doesn't look like our thing is updating its position. Where even is our thing? What? Oh. Huh? It's like... interesting. I have no idea what is going on with that thing. What if I get rid of this? Does it make any difference? It does. Did I do this backwards? Ah, yes I did. So it would be constantly jumping to the endpoint, and then the endpoint would move up and it would jump up. That's why I was shooting up into the sky. Alright. So let's re-enable this. Turn and see if it behaves how we expect it to. Pretty much. We might want to smooth out the path here. And we probably have to fix some edges. But it's a good place to start. I don't want to just make another one that gives us a view of a specific area here. I'm not sure if any of those other body types would be superior. Let's see it again. Yeah, let's just mess with our vine a little bit. And then mess with our camera slightly. Maybe just make this grow quicker. I think there's also be a ceiling up here. So a couple things. Increase the growth speed, we can double it, check how that looks. Slightly faster, doesn't seem double to be honest. Oh, there's growth speed and there's max growth speed. There, now it's 50% faster in theory. Cool, that's faster. Let's adjust this tile map slightly. Oh, I can leave that for later. Because basically what I want to do is when it's getting kind of up, I want to center back down to like here. So let's boss intro camera 2, where instead of a framing transposer, we say do nothing. Oops. Why does it not like me doing that? Where'd you go? Oh, because it's still on framing transposer for some reason. But at the same time, I can't. Why is this 0, 0? Oh, because it's messing with the freaking camera. So annoying. Can I make this not update in play mode or something? Yeah, there we go, whatever. Oh my god, it's so... Can I... How do I make this not update in editor? Okay, I think we need to take this off 12. Let's put it back on 1, put it back on 1. So now the main camera should follow, like, be framing transposer on the player. And then, because these are low priority, we should be able to move them without actually moving the main camera and messing with our like scene view. Okay. So intro VC1 is 3. Intro VC2 is 4. And then we'd want to say intro VC1 priority is 12. That's when it'll take over. Then here in like pre or post update, I don't think it matters that much. We'll do pre-update. We can say if I'm doing my intro, and then I guess let's just watch it. This is the problem with the vine not growing. But anyway, when it's like here, try that again. It is so annoying that that sprite shape doesn't grow. Did I do this backwards perhaps? 3 and 4, no, I shouldn't have. See why? Is there any way I can just tell this to up? Is there like some setting here? Or I can say just don't call this. Because it is kind of getting in the way of my testing here. Now it works, it's like inconsistent. Anyway, we'll say when it hits whatever Y it's currently at, that will switch to the other camera. So that Y is 20. Is that what the main camera? Oh no, the main camera will be at. Well, yeah, I can check on the intro VC1. So I can say here if intro VC1 transform.position.y is greater than or equal to 20. Intro VC1.priority is, and I guess you want to say intro VC1.priority is 12 and this. Then we set the priority back down to 1 and set the intro VC2 priority to 12. So when it hits the top, it should switch to the more centered view that we can start dumping rats into. Try that. So annoying that the vine doesn't grow, but it's fine. That certainly did not work. Why is that? Why does it keep switching this to framing? I feel like I keep over and over again switching it to do nothing. And it keeps switching itself to framing transposer. I truly don't understand. Hello? Yeah, it shoots off into the stars. Like, does it need? Is it perhaps? What if I just set this to start enabled? Oh, it's got to be 13. No, yeah, it goes off into the stratosphere. Why? Well, let's try. Will it be happier if I give it a look at? Let's say I tell it to look at this main platform here. Does that stop it from? No. It's like, hey, are you sure you didn't actually want 218? On do nothing. I guess hard lock to target is the only thing that gives me the behavior I'm looking for. Or no, it doesn't. It's actually off in oblivion, right? What? Why is it rendering nothing? Hello? This is quite frustrating. I don't understand this warning, but maybe this warning explains what's going on here. We tell it to never update. Is it too zoomed in? Is it a Z thing, perhaps? Does it need to be at a Z? Oh, it does. I guess. I just hate how, and I don't really understand quite where it's coming from, but I do find it so frustrating that the Cinnamon Machine stuff just seems to move out from under me. See, like, what, 850? $9.50. Okay, did you stop clicking for a second? You let me do whatever I want. Well, now I'm at Z equals 1300. Hello? Every time I touch it, it goes to. Cause I truly do not understand. Is the object itself it's trying to look at at some weird Z? Not that I can tell. Doesn't seem to be. What if we disable pixel perfect? Could it be a result of that? Maybe? Nope. Still just going to a weird random. Is the main camera? Yeah, it's just moving. No, I wonder. Is it maybe the child relationship here that's the problem? What if I unparent it? I think stuff is gonna break because stuff assumes that it'll be able to find the Cinemachine virtual cameras off the main camera. But I think what's happening here is that the main camera takes its cue from the virtual cameras, which then, because they are children of the main camera, creating like this feedback loop. Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. But that means this easier way of getting the virtual cameras isn't going to work anymore. Maybe we can try putting them on the game state manager and see what breaks. Because at least this one, instead of camera.main, what we can say is QGSM platform S something. Put on the level, I guess. What breaks if I try and do that? Anything? Okay. Doesn't seem like it's... I guess it's... Yeah, oh wait, that's ortho size priority. Okay. I think that might have worked. Okay, let's pause. All right, we hard set it to 13 to test. So go back to 1, go back to 1. Okay, now we're back to this mostly working how we expect. And then this camera 2, we want like a view of this. Maybe, is there any way to increase that transition time? I'm not sure, but it's kind of harsh. Okay, so yeah, we can change the blend speed here. But I guess I set this default blend because that's related to the zoomed in camera associated with screen shake. Yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't want to dig into, I do think it's a good idea to add custom blends, but I don't really want that to be a part of this, so look into how to add specific custom blends to not use default for boss intros. Dang, this is some high quality Donkey Kong music. I hope they make another one of those Tropical Freeze era of games for Switch. I would buy it. Anyway, I was looking at Rapal's controller. Say an 18, move it a little bit quicker. Does that look any different? Then let's re-add the, it wasn't pixel perfect by the way, but let's re-add the cap here on this one. So that's confiner. Doesn't seem like the camera is being confined. Are we using something else? No, but it's probably because our scripts are broken. Yeah, I think the best way forward is to just get this in a rough proof of concept state. Let's not worry about tweaking all like, 'cause I was thinking like, oh, the left and right of the vine in the beginning is off, and fucking the transition is too sharp. That's not what this is about. This should be about doing a proof of, like setting up a basic proof of concept version of this so that I can then go update later. Anyway, when this happens, we basically want to spawn a particle system, or I guess we want to spawn rats. What do we do screen shake? Let me find that on the player. Maybe it's on the Cinemachine brain. Q cam shake. Does that work? Let's check. I don't think it will. I mean, I can check, but I thought there was something like an impulse helper. Impulse source helper. Tell me about yourself. I just wanted to see if that was firing by default. But then I guess we would say m intro vc2.get component cinemachine impulse source impulse or something. Yeah, what does the default impulse look like? Nothing. Why doesn't this work? What if we just do it every frame? What happens then? It should be like crazy, right? But nothing happens. Oh wait, something nulled. That's interesting. We just need to separate this out to not happen if the intro is happening. But I don't think that's the actual bug. It's the same problem, but again, not what's causing my lack of screen shake. Okay, well, no, there's still crashes. Okay. Here, we hit the one we actually cared about. On 649 there. Saying, oh, I removed the impulse source, I forgot I did that. Let's try it again. Now it's just running all the time. So what if I just do it once? Does it stop working? I think the problem... That's fine. Yeah, okay, so I guess I should add need to assumption proof boss controller scripts against the now false assumption that boss will be there the second the level starts up. And I think what's happening with my screen shake is that it is happening, but it's being lost in the transition. So we're gonna try something like this, and then we can say else if time actually, why don't we just say else if this priority is 12, and then we'll start rumbling, so it won't be rumbling all the time, only after our thing. How do we get it? It has like a bias to a particular side. I kind of want it to be like absolute value type deal, you know? Like between 0, oops, not 90. See, if I don't give it any direction, it doesn't move at all. But Cinemachine impulse both direction. I guess it has to move in a particular direction. I guess we could mess with it here. Should do like random in unit circle. So it'll now go in a, instead of using the default, which is the same direction every time, it should pick a different direction every time. way too much. But we can do this times like normalize times 0.1. If we didn't normalize, it would be more random in terms of magnitude. So this should have a constant magnitude, but a random direction. And maybe even could be a little, I want it to be like even chiller than that. Again, I should avoid the trap of value tweaking. I just want to set up like the parts. Like, okay, we follow the camera, we switch to a different camera, we trigger a screen shake. Now, next we want to trigger some particle systems. So let's create a new particle system. And go to materials. Should be using rats. How do I tell it that's animated again? Just hit this maybe? I forget how I got this to move. Let me look in the Rat King as an example, because I'm sure that's set up. Okay, if it's not, is it Rat Boss? My naming convention is real shit. Yeah, these guys are moving. Oh, it just says sprites and I put in all the sprites. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, let's just copy this and work from this. Let's copy the core PS, which will build up over time. And then we'll have one like on the left and the right to like pour in. Left PS. And then we'll copy the right PS. Get rid of external forces. Shape. I guess start speed maybe? No, it is the shape where it's a circle, but it should be an arc. Like this. And then they should live for like way longer, and they should also have gravity. And there should probably be less. This is a bit much. There's no collision. Weird. So I kind of want this to be like off screen. And I guess we have to chill with the noise a lot. Need more lifetime. And re-up the noise a little bit. What is this? I feel like we've lost the Donkey Kong. Yeah, this is something else. Let's go back. Nuclear Throne, always a classic. Okay, let's copy these properties and paste them. See if we can. What do we just start it like below? Like it's just implied. I feel like that works a lot better. And we'll just adjust the camera. I know this guy. Did I write a note about the fallout of that weird cinemachine behavior you were hitting is the result of having VC's children of main camera. This was convenient but bad. Need to unparent and go through and fix all assumptions. Look to Rat Boss for example. Rest of the levels are probably messed up. Okay, anything else? Just maybe chill with the emission. And move the main camera down some, or the secondary camera. Okay. You want a right version of this as well. You can probably just do like this. Well, it's not exactly the same. We just need to actually change this angle. It's by 90. No, 270. Also 180? No. 330? Kinda. Okay, but these all should be this not pre-warm. And how do I make them not? Do I just say disabled? Any good place in the arena I could put them? I don't think so. It's the problem I always have. It's so hard to find the right place to put things. Let's make this shake only go for a little bit as our next step here. Time is less than 1.5F. So it goes up to the top, switches the camera to camera 2, shakes for a second and a half. We'll say a second. And then we'll say when these are the other way, we'll activate particle systems. Okay. And then I guess I can put them in the level. Instead of that, just to keep it easy for now, I'll clean it up later. We are going to copy all these to this intro particle parent, which we're going to fix the position of before we move that stuff. Then we re-enable this, but disable this. Use this vine and follower thing. It's pretty temporary. And here, you can say something like particle time equal to this -1. So it'll be 0 when it starts. And then we can say ensure particle parent dot enabled set active true. It's pretty wasteful, but it's fine. And then var ps is get components in children. It goes left, right, main. So we'll say ps dot emission, or I guess ps0 dot emission e0. You have to do this for particle systems for some reason. I forget why, but I know you have to do it. Count or something. Amount. Okay, I give up. I'll look. Rate over time is equal to particle time up to 2 seconds which I guess we can just clamp here. Times 25. It's pretty ad hoc and hacky if I'm being honest. And then you say float main particle time is equal to particle time minus another 1. Again, clamped 0 to 1, or 0 to 2, I guess. And then this is E1. Let's see if that works. The idea is that like the left and right particle systems will come in from the sides, build up over time like it's kind of filling up the main one, is the concept. Messed up a clamp. And I guess we don't need this, but I think messing with this still works. We'll see. It'll be obvious it won't work properly. And it, in fact, did not work properly. We didn't actually ever find this. Because we didn't check for inactive objects, I believe. Is there no way to do this with inactive? Well, what you can do is enable it. And then disable it right away. Still didn't work. Oh, that's something else. Oh, it did work, I just wasn't paying attention. Except the main one appears to have not worked. Why is that? Okay, I understand why. Because we're using clamped time. So it'll never get past 1, and it probably just needs to be more to begin with. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really line up like I'd hoped. But the rough idea is in. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna call that like a decent first effort. I'm gonna commit this to a branch because it's so like work in progress and rough. To be honest, I just feel like I guess running into some weird stuff, running into some well first here I'll show you my my thought process here. First we'll start with that grounded bug because that was real for sure. But we'll leave this rat boss stuff for a second here. Collision matrix, yes. Rest of the stuff I don't. Oh, I guess this should go, but not that. Okay. Yeah, so we'll say fix grounded regression. Add world one way as one of the commits. And then I'm gonna make a new branch. Call it boss intros. Where we'll commit these rat boss changes. This I don't even think was on purpose. Okay. Very rough rap boss intro. Okay. And then we're going to switch back to dev. Alright, looks like we are back to functional in our rap boss here. Yeah, definitely not a super great thing of progress. I think my problem here was that this is just a bigger thing than I anticipated, or it involves more little parts that I should have had ready to go, and I should have had a clear picture of the script I wanted to do. I have that potentially fairly big, or big in terms of lots of blast radius, extra impact, camera change. So yeah, there was just a bit more uncertainty around the required components and a bit less planning and preparation that was really required for this kind of task. And I never really felt like I got into a groove. I never really felt like I was getting traction. I feel like in terms of streams where I feel like I'm doing the best are when I set out 20 tiny tasks and I'm just crossing them off one after another, and they're all ready to go. So just kind of setting out one big nebulous task with a lot of stuff to a lot of little parts associated with was not the move for sure. So yeah, I guess I'm not sure if I'll continue this next week. It's possible in my offline time I'll set up all those little parts so this is ready to go and we can take a better swing at this next week. Or I might just do this offline if this is bigger than I expected. Maybe it's not a great fit for doing on stream. It's just better for a longer offline session. I don't know. Either way, we're just gonna continue the offline visual work and stuff. Continue adding more automated tests, and get back to it next week. They can't all be incredible winners, never really felt like I got a good groove, got good traction to be making good progress. But that's okay. We'll keep at it, and we'll do better next time. So, and also this is, I know it's probably been a little bit since I've gone on a rant about how nice version control is, but, if I didn't have version control, I would have 3 options basically. I'd either be forced to get it into a good and acceptable state that I like, I'd have to throw it away to keep the main game in an acceptable state, or I'd have to accept the main game being broken while I continue to work on it a bit on the side. And version control here lets us sort of get the best of both worlds, where we can sort of stash away the very rough version we did, but reset the game back to a more stable state when it comes to unintended consequences and blast radius and stuff. So yeah, another instance where version control is the truth. Everyone should use version control. Anyway, yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Gonna cut a little short just because I feel like I couldn't really get things going that well today. I don't know. all we can do is try again tomorrow, try again next week. So thanks for tuning in. Check me out on social media. We will keep hacking away at this until it's done. That's Quiet Bench Zen, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, obviously. And have a good night.